it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I'm up today with a layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict. So I am doing a 12 by 12 layout, but I'm actually using one of the Traveler's Notebook bundles of cut files that Virginia has. So it's a text cut file, the one that I've chosen, and it says, I know the top's cut off, but it says just one of those days. And so it's kind of in a size that would suit a traveler's notebook. I have obviously increased the size of this cut file so it fits my 12 by 12. And I backed most of this before I filmed this layout, but I thought I would leave this part in so you could see how really easy it is to back a cut file with a lot of letters like these ones. This is a really great place to start if you are just new to cut files. And I've said that before and I'll say it again, large title-based cut files are an excellent place to start to dip your toes into the water of cut files. You'll be hooked once you come in, I promise you that, but it is a great place to start. Now I'm making a shaker pocket. And this is why I wanted to leave this part in so you could see how I make my shaker pockets. I just used plastic packaging that was actually from a set of thickers that I'd used up, and I am cutting out the part that goes on top, the clear plastic part to make the shaker. So I just used plastic packaging that I had lying around, and now I am using some foam. They're actually Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, and I just cut the edges off them quite thin so that I can create a whole section of foam around the letter to stop the sequins from falling out. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just cutting that to size. Now you can get foam strips. You could cut down fun foam or anything like that that you already have lying around, and you could even use foam dots and things like that. You just might have to cut them a little bit to make them fit so they don't kind of hang over the edge. So I have done that, and I've filled my letter U with sequins. They are a little fiddly, and then it was a little fiddly to pull off the top layer of sticky from the foam strips that I've got there, so I do have to kind of fiddle around with it a little bit. But to make the backing of these letters super simple, I just kept the inside of the letters from the cut file, and I just traced around those on the paper that I wanted to use, making sure that I left some extra space around the letter, so I don't trace it exactly. I trace it kind of with I don't know, 1/4 of a centimetre, half a centimetre around the edge so that I'm cutting that out, and then I don't have to do any trimming once I have put the pattern paper onto the cut file, if that makes sense. So backing, whew, that's good English. Backing cut files with letters is very simple. So that's what I wanted to show you. I have done a shaker pocket on each of the letters, and I am using, I should have told you, the Cocoa Vanilla More Than Words collection. I am trying to use this one up in the month of, well, technically I'm filming this in September, but I was trying to use this up in the month of October, but I have actually used it all up, and it's the 1st of October when I'm doing this voiceover, so go me. I used up 2 collections in September, the Whimsical collection from Paige Evans, and now the More Than Words collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. It is my goal to use up some kits from my stash, or some collections from my stash this year, because I have a lot. And I'm trying to kind of limit what I'm bringing in for the moment, just because I want to use a little bit more of what I have. I've bought a couple of collections, don't get me wrong. It's not that I've been on a no buy or anything. I'm just trying to be a bit more considered in my purchases. So really kind of taking a step back and going, do I want this? And it's okay if I do, and I'll buy it if I do want it. But, just kind of try not to get caught up in the hype, which is very easy for me to do because I'm that kind of person. Now, I am doing some very kind of subtle-ish mixed media in the background. I'm pretty sure that was the Tattered Rose Distress Oxide, which I just smooshed onto plastic, added a bit of water to, and did the packaging technique. But then I actually come in with a Heidi Swap Colour Shine, and I think the colour is Coral, maybe. And I was kind of I'm just giving it, I had to give it a real good shake because I hadn't used it in a really long time. So all of the colour and the shimmer was kind of stuck into the bottom, and I had to get the ball bearing going again so that it could shake it all up and mix it all up. So I've put that onto my plastic as well, and I'm going to do the packaging technique with my mist. So you can see here it wasn't, didn't work fabulously, but it was enough that I got the effect that I was kind of going for. And then I think I do the same, yes, and then I think this is the blush colour, maybe? I don't know if I'm going to come in with the blush in the same way, or if I'm just going to use it for splatters. Let's see. Let's see what I do. I made this layout earlier in the week, I don't even know what colour this is, and I'm looking at my layout. Oh, is it a bit of navy? Might be a little bit of navy that I've got going on there. Or it's still the blush colour. Yeah, I think it was the blush colour. I have quite a few kind of more of the coral pink blush, sort of nudie type colours in the background, because it goes really well with the More Than Words collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. It's an older collection. There is still a little bit left online, I think. You might also be able to buy it digitally from Cocoa Vanilla Studio, which is a good option with the older collections. But I think there's maybe a little bit left online, but I was just trying to use up what I had. I think it's one of my favourite Cocoa Vanilla Studio collections. I don't think I can commit to it being my favourite of all time. I think I haven't started creating with Daydream yet, but I suspect Daydream might become my favourite. It's very much my colour palette. But it is up there with the collection that I love. So I am backing my photo, that's right. So I put my layout off to the side just to give it a little bit of time to dry. You saw me use my paper towel to roll over the top, and it's a really good way to soak up the ink that might be left on the page. So I kind of rolled that up, and it helps it to dry way faster too. I don't need to use my heat gun usually if I do that, particularly if I've used Distress Oxides. So I'm just putting it off to the side, just giving it a tiny bit of time to dry, and I'm just backing my photo. Now, these are pretty much the only papers I have left from this collection. I do make 2 more layouts, believe it or not. No, yes, 2 more layouts with this collection. Oh, 3 maybe, which I think you will see all of them this month in October. I think. So I have made another 3 layouts, even though you would think I didn't have enough left, but I did it. And I'm very proud of myself. So I have brought my mixed media in. Just one of my shaker pockets fell off the cut file. So I'm just re-sticking that back on and giving that time to adhere. I was using the Aqua Mono Glue, but I did find that, or the Tombow, sorry, Aqua Mono Glue. And I did find that it was a bit tricky for it to stick the plastic down onto my letters. So then I came in with some of the Nouveau glue. Now this is a selfie. Well, it's not a selfie. It's a, what do you call it? It's almost like the view from where I stand type thing. So I'm looking down at my feet. My son is looking up at me crying. I've got a cup of tea in my hand, and it was just accurate for the stage that my son was at this point in time. I think this was taken maybe in May-ish. I think that's about where I'm up to in my scrapping. And so I thought the title, Just One of Those Days, kind of works well. He's crying, clinging to my legs. He's going through that. He's 20 months old now, so he would have been about 18 months old at the time this photo was taken, 17-month-old. And he's just going through that kind of, I only want mum phase, and quite clingy, and dealing with all the big emotions that you get when you're that age. So I just thought the cut file worked well. So I've stuck that down. I stuck my photo flat underneath the cut file this time. And so I tucked a little tag in behind it. And now I'm going to create a little cluster in the top left-hand side of my photo. I don't have a hell of a lot of embellishments left in this collection, even though I've made a lot more layouts. I still don't have many embellishments. So I'm kind of creating a little layered sort of cluster situation up in the top. So I've stuck a few banner stickers from the sticker sheet, as well as a couple of banners from the ephemera pack. I've got this little banner that says love this, and that's kind of going to be the main feature of that cluster, I guess. And I'm just layering up a few things underneath it. And I will pop up my love this banner on some foam and make it the kind of the focal point of that cluster, if that makes sense. So I'm adding that in there. And then I'm going to create technically 3 clusters, but I add a little bit to the title as well. So I don't know if you would technically say it's 3 clusters, but I don't know, I just went a little bit crazy with the embellishing, and I fussy cut a whole heap of butterflies from one of the full 12x12 paper pads from the More Than Words collection, and I wanted to use them. In fact, I've used them on every layout and I still have some left. So, you know, we got there, but it meant that I went a little overboard with my butterflies. I have got, sorry, this is a slight distraction, but I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layouts sitting in front of me right now that need to be voiceovered. So this one that I'm doing now is the first voiceover of 5, and they are all using COAPA vanilla products. So there you go. Clearly can't tell who my favourite designer is, can you? So, what am I doing? Still creating my clusters. Sorry, I lost a butterfly and I'm just working out where that I need to stick that back on. Side note, so I've been using the Nuvo glue. You can see me use here. I'm not loving it. I mean, it's quite hyped. I have to say, it is quite hyped. I've lost quite a few of my butterflies. And I know I didn't use a hell of a lot of glue to stick them down because I wanted to keep the wings kind of free, so they looked a little bit like they were flapping. And quite a few of them have come unstuck. I'm not a fan. Hopefully it works well for larger things to stick down because it seems like a good glue, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would rate it as one of my faves yet. It's only the first time I've been using it. I'll give it a little bit more time before I make a final call and decide whether to repurchase. But if you do have glue recommendations, please let me know. I need a glue that dries clear but isn't too sticky, particularly for backing cut files. Yes. So I'm creating a little cluster in the bottom left, as you can see there. It's kind of a circle-based cluster. I've used a few different circles from the sticker sheet, and the one that sort of is the focal point for that cluster on the top says, "You are out of this world." And then while I was telling you about my glue issues, I did stick a couple of word strips down onto the title, as well as created a little cluster in the top left of my photo. So I haven't done a hell of a lot, and you can see that I've scattered a few butterflies around. And you see what I mean? I'm just using the Nuvo glue just on the middle part of the butterfly and then sticking that down. And a couple of them have come up. I'm not very happy about that. So yeah, I stuck a few word strips on my title and scattering some butterflies around. I don't know, it's just cute and it's whimsical, I suppose you could say, because it's kind of pastel-y colours and quite light. I really like it. I'm really happy with it. I will, of course, leave the link to the cut file down below. Now, as I said, it is a bundle cut file for a traveler's notebook. So you do get a couple of other kind of that traveler's notebook size cut files, but you could absolutely use them as I have done here on a 12x12 layout. Don't think that just because they say it's a traveler's notebook bundle that you can only use it for traveler's notebooks. So yes, definitely have a look, check them out. It will be linked down below, as well as a link to our Facebook group, because you can come and hang out with us and have a lot of fun in the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group. We have a challenge every month, and if you win, you get to request a cut file to be made by Virginia. So how cool is that? And then yeah, it becomes available for everybody to access. Yeah, and it's just cool. It's really fun. So definitely come and hang out with us over there. Everything will be linked down below. Now, I'm pretty sure I have basically finished. I'm just, yeah, clearing things away. I am going to add some Nuvo drops. I got some new Nuvo drops. That's a bit of a tongue twister. And I don't remember the colour of this, but maybe it's like antique rose or something. And I just really like it. It's like a, I guess as the colour, the name suggests, it's like a pinky, shimmery. Anyway, if I remember what to link it down below, I will. But it's a really lovely colour. I've used it on all of my layouts since I got this. That's not true. I got it for my birthday in July. Well, my birthday's in June. I got this pack of Scrappy goodies in July. But I've only just recently kind of unpacked it, put it away, and I have just been using them all the time on all of my layouts. This particular colour now just lives on my desk. And I really like it. So I am now just adding a few little splatters of navy Heidi Swapp Colour Shine. I know I said this is quite a light layout, but the thing with the navy Heidi Swapp Colour Shine is it dries quite light. It's not a very dark navy. I know that sounds weird because navy is navy, but it's got a really kind of light shimmer to it, and it's not super dark. And I find it a really great colour for many different layouts. And you've heard me say it before, it is my favourite Heidi Swapp Colour Shine. So that is my layout done. Here is the close-ups. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you're inspired to create your own layouts with title-based cut files, because they really are easy and a good step into, as I said, dipping your toes into the world of cut files. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.